Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Chastity. Here we talk about beauty, entertainment, celebrities, books, movies, anime, TV shows, and kind of anything else that garners my attention this week. So before we get into today's video, over on my Patreon, we are talking about 6 videos I regret making. And when I mean regret making, I mean for the abysmal comment sections that came along with those videos. So if you're interested in that and any other content I talk about over on Patreon, link to that in my description box below, as well as in the pinned comment. And today we're talking about Normani. I haven't really spoken about Normani much on my channel. I think the only time I did was when Wild Side came out, and I decided to stand for like 20 minutes because Normani supremacy, I believe in it. I live it. But today's video is a little bit different. It's very similar to my Lizzo video I did, the Lizzo Think Pieces Must Stop, and I have the very similar sentiments about Normani. One more thing. This video in no way, shape, or form is a direct response to Zachary Campbell's video. Like, yes, it sparked me to make this video, but like, I'm not gonna go through his video point by point by point and say I disagree with him. No. It's just seeing his video plus seeing people's comments have just like, this is something I've always felt, but I've just never felt the need to make a video about it. But since his video came out and people are talking, and like I was reading, it's less to do with his video, more to do with people's comments that make me want to talk about this. But again, this is not response to him. I really don't want to respond to his video just because me personally, I do feel like his video was less of a critique and more of a personal attack slightly. Just because the personal antidotes he brought up about meeting her in person, or really seeing her in person and being like, you know, Normani doesn't fuck with me. I don't really feel like that was necessary for his video. I don't think that had anything to do pertaining to his concerns with her career and the trajectory of her star power. I just felt like the personal shit wasn't needed, and that's the only real opinion I have to Zachary's video. You know, I just feel like when you're in the industry of critiquing artists, expect not to be liked by artists, because artists are some of the most sensitive people you'll ever meet. It doesn't matter if it's music, is it sculpting, drawing, animation. If someone creates something, they're usually very sensitive people. So with the critiquing of them comes with, you know, being disliked and hated by artists. It's comes with the territory, unfortunately. But yeah, that's really the most I feel about his video. Another thing I want to mention is, because of the history that Normani has had on the internet since being a part of Fifth Harmony, she only has negative to see. From the time she has been a part of Fifth Harmony, bullying doesn't even quantify what she went through on the internet. Like, it got so horrible to the point where like fans were photoshopping Normani's face on the faces of slaves being lynched, right? She's gone through a lot of abuse because of the internet. So I think the reason why Normani may have responded to Zachary the way that she did is because it's very hard for her to separate valid criticism and hate. I think to her, because of everything she's gone through, it all kind of looks the same when you have hundreds of thousands of people saying such nasty things to you. Criticism can look like hate, even when it's valid. I don't think it's right that she does that, but also I don't think it's right what she went through, and that's the repercussions of being so violently attacked on the internet for years. Like, there's like this very viral video of like a fan at a meet and greet, and that fan hugged everyone but Normani. Like, she went through a lot. So I think like her and the internet really, they don't gel too well. That's why like she's a pop in, pop out of social media type of girl. She'll post things and then she disappears again. is just because I think of everything she went through, she is a lot more sensitive than a lot of artists. Because what she went through, a lot of other artists have never gone through before. So I feel like we need to give her grace in that regard of maybe not being the most open to criticism. I don't think it's right to not be open to criticism, but also when people make things, they're very sensitive to it. And I'm not going to be upset with you because you're sensitive about your work. I'm really not, like, because I'm sensitive about the content I make. I'm sensitive about the things that I do. So I'm not going to look at somebody else being sensitive and be like, well, you shouldn't be because I'm a sensitive ass bitch. That's just how I move. The biggest conversation swirling Normani right now is about the release of her debut album. When is it going to happen? It feels like every time she addresses her album, it's pushed back just a little bit more. And people are getting frustrated. Rightfully so. I feel like people love Normani. They want to support her. They want to see her do great. They want to see her be the star they know she's destined to be. And with that includes releasing a debut album. And people want it. Normani is a perfectionist, which is her greatest attribute while also being her worst. And I think that her perfectionist mindset is what's stopping this album from coming out anytime soon. Now, I've personally just accepted that we're going to get it when she thinks she's ready. And I think it's time for y'all to let it go, to let the hounding go. Because y'all do this, like, monthly. You get upset and you write think pieces and you go on tangents about getting this album. And she doesn't care. Normani simply does not give two shits because y'all have done this for years, and what don't we have? A debut album. It just gets to a point where it's like, I've noticed people on social media just love talking about the same things over and over again. Like, it's kind of insanity. That's the definition of insanity. The same thing over and over again with no different results. And I feel like it gets to be a point where it's just like, you have to accept that, like, you're getting Normani's album on Normani's time, not on your time. So why waste your breath writing think pieces with no thoughts, rehashing and re-saying the same things over and over again? Like, nothing new is coming to these conversations. It's the same things over and over and over again. Are you not tired of repeating yourself every single month? We're not getting the album until Normani thinks it's perfect. And who knows when that's going to be. But at the same time, I'm willing to wait because I would rather her put out something she is 100% proud of than something that she's not. Because the thing is, people are going to tear into her. You know, there are too many people that hate Normani from Fifth Harmony, other people's stands, who are just looking to tear into her. So I feel like that's another thing that's weighing on her conscience, is like there's so many people looking at her that she doubly wants to make this perfect. And again, I'd rather her make it the way she wants it to be, so I can hear the music the way Normani intended for it to be heard. And it's like, you get one debut album, right? Like, Dangerously in Love by Beyonce is one hell of a debut. And I want Normani to have her Dangerously in Love. So if that means waiting until she deems it's perfect, so be it. Now, do I want the album now? Of course I do. But I'm not going to get on social media and hound this poor girl every other day. I'm not. Because doing it leads to nothing. Because, like, y'all have done this for years. And she still tells y'all next year, next summer. So what is gain? You're not talking about anything new. So why are we still having the conversation? Just accept that she's not releasing it until she's ready, and just go on and talk about other things. Like, do y'all like it? It just gets very tiring reading the same think pieces every 6 months. And I think another thing that's not helping this album get released anytime soon is all of you putting the weight of the future of Black women in pop music on Normani's shoulders. Y'all are talking about Normani like, if she don't release music, if she don't chart, if she don't do this or that, then no dark-skinned woman will ever make it in pop music. And you expect her to release music just random? Like, I don't... You're putting an entire community of people on this one girl's shoulder. And you're surprised she is taking her time with an album. Y'all are literally saying dark skinned women won't make it in pop music if Normani don't do good. What is, like, and I don't think it's fair to put all of that on one person's shoulders. Normani didn't ask to be the representation of all dark skinned women. She just happens to be a dark skinned woman that wants to make pop music. She didn't ask for this, but y'all put the entire burden on her shoulder. So if I was her, I wouldn't want to release either. I'm sorry. Like, being told that, like, if I flop, no dark skinned women will make it. No music for nobody then. Like, are y'all crazy? Are you stupid? What? And then people are having these weird conversations that, like, Normani just can't drop things and disappear. It doesn't work for her. She can't do that. When I'm like, she's actively doing that. Like, when Normani releases anything, the whole world stops. Like, the whole world stops, and we're talking about it for the next, like, 72 hours. There'll be 50,000, like, reaction videos. Like, when Normani releases something, we're all tuned in. All these years later, we are still tuned in. She does have that power, and I feel like y'all saying she doesn't, but the facts don't line up with what you're saying. Like, Motivation has 154 million views. Wildside has 81 million views. Like, the girls stop and they pay attention when Normani releases. Let's not act like that's not true. To that conversation that she can't do that, realistically, she really could. Like, the stats prove she can do that. Like, Billboard has Wildside as one of the best songs released in 2021. Wildside has also spent 20 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100. Like, Pitchfork also ranks Wildside as one of the best songs released this year. Like, the girls who get it, alright? Wildside is also eligible to go platinum because it has sold 1 million units in the US. Like, to this day, Wildside still gets spins on the radio. Like, she just won a Soul Train award. Like, Wildside with no album is doing amazing. Motivation is still doing numbers in other countries. Like, I don't think y'all understand the fact that, like, with no album, she is still doing fantastic. Also, there's a section of you who just boiled Normani down to just being a dark-skinned girl. Like, she's not immensely talented. Y'all are gross and fucking disgusting. Like, I don't think y'all understand the fact that, like, Normani's talent surpasses her skin tone. That's why she's able to just drop once a year and be on the forefront of everyone's mind. It's despite the fact that she's dark skinned, not because she's dark skinned, you fucking sickos. There's something actively wrong with you bitches. Like, something wrong with you who just decided to boil down everything dark skinned women do down to, well, they're dark skinned, that's why y'all care. No, that is not true. I love Normani because she's talented. Is she also a beautiful dark skinned girl? Yes, but, like, I don't just listen to people because they're pretty. Like, being light skinned and pretty, or just being pretty, period, can get you in places, but to get people to actually stay and listen, that takes your talent, right? Like, do I want Normani's album now? Yes. But I'm not going to hound her and write think pieces on the daily about it. I've accepted the fact that, like, Normani is going to drop on her own time. And I feel like, I think we're so used to people not really caring about the music they make and not really creating things with longevity. We're so used to popcorn music that's good for the moment but doesn't have longevity. And I genuinely do feel like Normani's making music with longevity, and music with longevity takes time. Okay? Because there's songs that came out last year that I don't want to hear again. And that's a problem. Music was never supposed to be like that. Music was never supposed to be something that was cute for the moment, and then a year later you won't hear it no more. Because, like, Motivation still sounds like it came out yesterday. Wildside still feels like it came out yesterday. Sleeping with a Stranger. Like, everything she's done still musically goes. It all still slaps. So, like, because she's making music with longevity, and that takes time to create. So I'm just patiently waiting. I have a lot of other artists to listen to, so like I'm not, maybe because I don't stan like how some of y'all do, where like you stans only listen to like 4 people, so like you're missing out on a lot of music. I have hundreds of people to listen to, so I'm not too hard pressed, begging, foaming at the mouth for, you know, Normani to release something. I've accepted that like when she's gonna drop it, I'm gonna be there. You best believe I'm gonna be there, but I'm not going to be at her door begging for it. I really feel like y'all should just leave her alone, because like as we've learned, the harassing does not work. Normani is the case where like the bullying don't work. You can't bully her to do an album for you. So just accept the fact that you're gonna get it when you get it and move forward. If you don't want to wait, then don't wait. No one has a gun to your head telling you you have to support Normani. No one's asking you to do that. There's so many other girls making good music and are consistently dropping. There's too much happening in music for you to just hound Normani if it really is that big of a deal for you. You could simply just move on. No one's asking you to stay. Normani's not begging nobody to stay, so like why are you asking to be begged? Just move on like you swear you're gonna do and listen to other people. I just feel like we gotta leave her alone. Like she's not going to drop because y'all are in her mentions 24/7. It doesn't work, so let's just move forward. Well, I have the, again, it's just having the same conversations over and over and over again. It gets boring. Let's talk about something new, something different, new topic. Because it feels like we talk about the same 5 topics over and over and over again. Let's move on. But yeah, that's it for this like mini rant. I didn't mean to rant, but also I did. I've been really ranty lately. I don't know why it's holiday season. I'm like not upset or mad about anything, but also like nothing's really happened like that I wanted to talk about. Ooh, I am planning tomorrow to film a video about Sweetie because I'm sick and tired. I am sick and tired. Have y'all seen those latest performance videos? Like, boot camp ain't working for sis. But we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But yeah, that's it for me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to stream Wildside. Check out my Patreon, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.